Sajni here, and today I'm going to talk about the mirror principle of creating your reality consciously, and why so many of us get stuck in this vicious cycle of staying stuck in the same kind of Groundhog Day living, the same reality, same events, same people, same situations, and stay stuck for a very, very long time, and how to become unstuck from the situation. So stick around till the end of the video, because this is going to be very, very powerful, because once I understood this coordination of how to really master the mirror principle of consciously creating a reality, then my whole life took a different shift from being stuck into the same kind of events, same kind of situation, same kind of people, to a different kind of reality. So before I begin, I'm super excited to announce that I've started the one-to-one interaction for the Mindset and the Reality Revolution program. So stick around till the end of the video for more announcement on that. So with that, let's get right into the video. So today we are going to talk about the mirror coordination. So now let's get a little bit of a foundation on what the mirror principle of reality creation really is. And if you want a detailed video, you can click up here. There is a detailed video on what the mirror principle of reality is. But what it really is it's a concept from the book Reality Transurfing by a Russian quantum physicist, Vadim Zeland. And he got a series of epiphanies, after which he wrote the book and became a teacher of esoterics and metaphysics. And he talks about reality creation in the mirror principle and also the film and script model. So here we're going to talk about the mirror principle, basically. So what the mirror principle really is basically it is kind of like a reflection. So the reflection is the reality that we see, and the image is the image that we hold within, right? So the image, as the image, so is the reflection. So that is the principle number one. And the real breakthrough happens when we try to coordinate this well. Neville Goddard talks about this concept of the subjective and objective way of viewing a reality, and how that completely can shift your reality if you shift to viewing it the right way. You form the image within by your own internal thought forms and thought energies. You create your own conscious image within, and then you let reality reflect that on the external front. That's being proactive. So you become the cause instead of being an effect of the cause outside, right? So you become the cause instead of making something else become the cause outside, and you just reacting to whatever's happening already to you. So instead of becoming a victim, you become a creator of your own reality. So that is a switch that we're talking about between objective and subjective attention. So now let's quickly see the loop of cycle that most of us are stuck in, and that's what makes us stuck. Okay, so what really happens is that we tend to go this way. So let's use the red marker to use. So right now what really happens is that we right now observe our reality externally, because we are so dependent and so strongly drawn by external reality, because we kind of believe and ingrain ourselves more in the external than our own internal conviction of what we want to create within. Okay, so we rely more on the external reality. So we observe, and then whatever we see, we internally confirm. Second is we form the image of, let's say you see yourself in the mirror, and then you feel that you are overweight, or you are not as fit as you would like to be, for example, let's say. So you hold the image of that I am not fit, or I am not healthy. So then you create that image, and then reality reflects that back. Okay, so reality consolidates or reflects it, and then whatever reality reflects, now you draw that again, you observe that, and this loop continues. So this is the cycle that happens for many of us, and for many years, until we snap out. So here is the key to snapping out of this kind of a loop. Okay, so if you are a conscious creator, you are watching this video, this is very, very key to understand. So here's the key. So instead of you observing your external reality first, rather than relying on things outside of you to make you feel a certain way, you generate your own inner image, your inner belief, your inner vision, your inner intention first. So you create that self-identity, and that's what we learn in the Mindset and Reality Revolution program, is how to consciously create a reality by crafting our own vision or crafting our own inner mission, right? So here we create the image or the identity that we want to hold, that we want to experience, and then we go this way. We observe that in a reality. Once we launch or affirm something or launch a goal, we tie the loose end by seeing it or seeing it in the material realm and piercing through the veil, or from the non-manifest to the manifest, we try to see the manifest in the material realm. Okay? Once we see even tiny clues of what we are seeing in a reality, or what we have affirmed inside, then reality starts to slowly reflect that or consolidate that. Then when we do that, we loop that back into our identity and make our inner conviction, our inner self-belief more stronger and stronger and stronger. We start to multiply that, because the mind works with multiplication and division. So we begin to multiply what we want to create and overlook what we don't want to create, meaning with the end in mind. Okay, so visualize the end goal of how you want to see yourself. So you already embody the beingness. So because I realize this as many times as I can, is that whenever I wanted to experience something or wanted to do something, or for example wanted to shift from a 9 to 5 to launching or being an entrepreneur, nothing but by just doing externally without changing the inner being, nothing changed. I shifted back to getting into a job. In 2014, when I left my job, wanted to start the entrepreneurship, it didn't happen because I was just trying to do manually, physically, things outside, trying to change or manage the pieces outside. It doesn't happen, okay? But when I shifted into the being of an entrepreneur, then things started to line up for me, okay? Then I was able to full-time shift into following a passion full-time. So this is the core element. And similarly also, when you start to align or visualize or get to the being of who you want to be or what you want to experience, for example, me being an entrepreneur, then the doing and the having starts to fall into place. After get into that ideal version of yourself, and from there, once you start taking the actions, then the actions and the doing and the having and all of that goal starts to fall into place. The alignment begins to happen. So that is a true reality creation. That is a conscious reality creation. Rather than forcing things from outside, you are first affirming within. And from that image, when you do things outside, then it beautifully starts to blossom things for you. Okay? So that is how we coordinate. That is called the mirror coordination, basically. We try to make things our way. We don't want to stick to what already is. If you really don't like what already is, you don't have to be a victim to what you don't like. You can always consciously create. Now here's the thing. Now as the image, so the reflection. So now many people, the block to this manifestation really, or the block to getting this into your reality or getting this happening for you, is basically your own self-doubt, your own worthiness, or your own lack of confidence. And this happens for all of us. But even if your self-belief is 1 degree higher than your self-doubt, you're still winning, okay? Because then your self-belief starts to multiply. So get to a level where your self-belief is 1 degree higher, at least 1 degree higher than your self-doubt. What do I mean by that? Is basically we are so hung up on our external reality. We are so reliant on how things are externally that we don't have the audacity, or we don't have the nerve to be able to go outside and do something completely different. We don't want to break the norms, or we don't want to expand our horizon, or we don't want to break a comfort zone, or we don't want to do something irrational because of how people would perceive us, or we don't want to talk about things that is not really talked about because of the fear of being how we would be perceived, because this is not really how the majority of people are brought to think, okay, and if we think this way, then what will people think? So all of these is basically what stops us, and that's what we limit ourselves, we cap ourselves, and therefore we feel that, okay, this is only it for me, right? This is the limit that I have, and therefore we tend to cap ourselves. Versus if we become open, and if we start to experiment in things and do things that you've not done before, your expansion naturally, your programs your mind to do things that you've not done before, and therefore breaks the horizon of working within that limited sphere. Just randomly doing things is because you're unconsciously again getting into the realm of what you don't want. And why this happens is because survival instinct. A survival instinct is naturally inbuilt. So our instinct to be able to focus on what if something goes wrong, to be able to survive, is very, very high. And that's why a focal point keeps moving to what if something happens, or what if I fail, or what if I get ridiculed. So all these arrows keep pointing towards the direction, because that is the natural way that we've been bred. That's the natural way the society conditioned us. That's the natural way our brain has been programmed. But our focal point, therefore, is to be consciously bring to what we want. And that is why it's very, very important to keep on holding the image. Surround yourself with people who hold a similar kind of vision that you have. And that's why if you're watching this, that means you're on that zone. So continue to do that. Continue to elevate your mind to the design that you want to hold, and not what society conditioned you or what you don't want to experience. Because if you continue to stay in that loop, you will stay in that Groundhog Day loop. But if you now consciously start to listen to these kind of videos, take some actions, do some things outside of your comfort zone that you've never done before, get to areas that you've never visited before. So when you start to do this, then you start to program your mind to be able to be okay with the unknown. You let go of the result, or when you're not too hung up on not giving too much of importance on the goal, or not giving too much of importance on something, and you have launched an affirmation, and then you look for confirmation, and wherever you can, you're doing a bit with that positive intention, then things start to fall in place. Versus if somebody's trying to hold too much of control over the reins of the result, then things starts to go haywire. Is because nature works through the path of least resistance, okay, and it wants to go through the path of least resistance. But when you're trying to control too much, when you have your reins on the result too much, then the nature has no option but because the resistance is there, nature has no option but to overlook that, or to not give you that, because then it has to move away from this resistance, because this resistance is not the path that the nature can take. But when you relax, the nature and then it aligns, and therefore you can manifest what you want. Okay, this is very, very key, guys. This is very, very key. So if you are listening to this, okay, please make sure that whatever you are setting up as an intention or a goal, make sure that you have a goal, you have an intention, you do it in a very light-hearted or a very free zone, not to attach to the outcome or goal. Okay, and that is the balance between effort and surrender. You do the things that you have to do, and then pull back, okay, and let go. Okay, let go completely, and then you do what you need to do again, the next step, and then let go again, not being too hung up on and instant gratification. Another thing is, in the delay principle, when things are not going our way, our instant focus is, okay, I didn't get this, I didn't get that, or I didn't get this like, or I didn't get this view, or I didn't get this customer. So we quickly want to get to what we didn't get, because we are programmed for instant gratification. So that is the reason why we need to be very, very cognizant of the fact that whenever you launch an affirmation, okay, you confirm that, because you want that unmanifest idea or a thought form, and let it pierce through the veil of the manifest of the physical realm, and confirm that, or iterate that in your reality. Or yesterday, whatever thought energy, emotional energy, whatever image you held, whatever vision you threw up, whatever affirmations you launched consciously or unconsciously, you are reaping the rewards today. So whatever you reap, whatever you sow. So you are reaping today whatever you sowed yesterday, and you will reap tomorrow whatever you sow today. So whatever thought energy, whatever thought energy or emotional energy, or the image that you're holding, or the consciousness that you're holding today, will make your reality tomorrow. Okay, so we need to be very, very wary of that, and that is why the delay principle of the mirror of reality is very, very important to understand, because we want, like, when we think of something, we want it instantly right now. Unless you have a Messiah's mastery of manifestation, it's not possible to do that. Most people expect that whenever they talk about the law of attraction or manifestation, they just expect instant results, like, overnight, a magic pill, and therefore when that doesn't happen, they're like, oh, it doesn't work. Right? So that's the attitude that we have because of the pill of instant gratification, and that's why we believe more in our limitations versus believing in our limitlessness. The thing that we need to understand is attention. So attentions are of three types. One is the positive, one is the negative, and one is the neutral attention. So now the positive and the negative attention has the power to influence or create a reality. Whatever, like we talked about, whatever positive attention that we hold on, that creates a reality, or the negative attention that you hold on creates a reality. Our goal every day should be to confirm whatever we affirm in our inner vision. So let's say we affirm something, we want to now iterate it in our reality, or confirm it in our reality. So when we launch a thought, we confirm, we tie the loose end by confirming it in our reality. That's how the affirmations will work. Just launching the thought affirmations and then looking at, okay, oh, what hasn't happened, and where you are losing, or then it won't work. Neutral attention is basically dissolves that reality. So neutral attention basically will help you kind of like that emotion, you change the relationship to the emotion, rather than looking at a negative event and fueling or getting more angry or getting more frustrated or getting more impatient. You look at that emotion and change a relationship to that emotion, and then let it dissolve. Thought is the language of the brain, and feelings are the language of the heart or the body. But inherently, your feelings or emotions are more powerful than your thought form. Okay, it's 95% is basically your feelings, and that governs your manifestation, how quickly you can manifest that. And that's why some people can manifest fast, is basically because they don't have too much of negative counter intentions or fear or doubt or disbelief. So therefore they're able to manifest. People who are very simple-minded people can manifest very quickly, is because they don't have too much of doubt in the head, or the emotional instability is not there. Well, people get too attached to the goal. You identify too much with the goal, and you give too much importance to the goal. And therefore what happens is that when you do that, there's a lot of counter intentions, or that emotional disbalance happens, and therefore again that destroys. Because nature, whenever you feel that trauma, whenever you feel instability within, it's very, very hard to manifest with that kind of disbalance, because your mind wants that, but your heart is not stable. So therefore, to be able to have a stable, grounded way, or grounded emotional state of being is more and more important than even your affirmations. And that's why in this state, the best way, if you can catch this, okay, you listen to this, very, very important, this very, very careful, it's very important. The key thing is to not to attach to the goal, or not to pedestalize anything, any object or any goal. These just means to the end. Okay, a manifestation. Let's say, for example, you want to manifest money. Okay, you want to manifest loads of money. So your your manifestation is just a means to the end. Okay, don't put too much of attachment to it. Okay, versus you want to experience what that money can bring to you. So feel that experience of being joyful, or being peaceful, or being relaxed, or enjoying with your family, or whatever you would like to do with the money, whatever experience that you'd like to get with that money. You feel that emotion, rather than visualizing money. And I've seen people who visualize money, and then what maximum happens is that you end up seeing bags of money in your dreams, and or movies, or synchronicities of the numbers, but at the max the manifestation doesn't happen. But the key here is not the money itself, not to visualize the money, but the experience that the money brings in. So not attaching to the goal or the result, but embodying the experience of what the goal would bring into you. And that is what we learn in the Mindset and the Reality Revolution program, is being the being or the becoming paradigm, or embodying the version, or embodying the experience of what you want to experience. When you do that, I have countless examples of my own life where I have done that. right? I've explained that when I shifted to the version of being an entrepreneur, then I could effortlessly do the things that I would have to do, okay? Earlier, I was terrified. I was very restless and very anxious. I could hardly even read a paragraph of a book. But then once I started to shift into that version of being a confident person, being an entrepreneur, and I started to read more books, learn more things, get along with more entrepreneurs and surround myself with like-minded people, and started to do the things that I could do and therefore help more people and provide value to my community. So all of this was possible only because I shifted myself, my internal being first, okay, rather than just mindlessly doing things externally. Then it doesn't happen. It's just temporary, you know. You'll neither get fulfilled nor will you get long-term results with that. Okay, so that is a key thing for mirror principle. So with that, I conclude the video, and let's do a quick recap of what we discussed so far. So what we've discussed is that the mirror of reality has the coordination. Basically, we need to coordinate rather than ideally what happens in reality, or right now for majority of us, is that we see our reality, confirm our image, or hold that image, a conviction of whatever we want to hold, and then reality affirms that, and then we get more of that. So we stay stuck in that loop. Versus what we do is we affirm the image or hold that beingness or embody that feeling of that experience, and then confirm that, okay, affirm and then confirm that in our reality, or pierce or iterate that in our physical realm, and then, you know, confirm that, and then reality reflects that, and then you start the new cycle. Discuss the three principles. Is number one, you need to hold the image patiently, be very, very cognizant. It works with a little delay, so have patience. Today is created by our thought forms and thought energy yesterday, and our tomorrow is being created by our thought energy and thought form consciously, what we create today. And therefore, every moment being aware, being conscious, and, you know, affirming and confirming what we want is very key. You know, manifestation happens with unity of the heart and mind. It's just not the mind. Mind is just the 5%. Mind is just the logic. The mind just gives you the goal. So sets the goal. The mind is the CEO, but a real action taker, or the power that brings that into reality, or attracts that into the reality, is the heart. And therefore the unity of the heart and mind is the manifestation, and therefore your groundedness or your emotional energies is more powerful. So that's why it's very, very key important to ground yourself and hold the experience rather than identifying with the object. Never identify with the good or bad event, or the good or bad object, or polarization. Stay away from that, okay? Always ground yourself into being or experiencing what you want to experience with the end in mind, okay? So with that, I conclude the video. I sincerely hope this was helpful for you. And if you're new to the channel, please do not forget to hit like, comment, subscribe, and hit that little bell icon so that you can be notified every time I put up a new video. And do not forget to leave me a comment of what you feel and any questions or any ideas that you have. What the Mindset and Reality Revolution program really is it's one of the highest paradigm of manifestation. So there are three paradigms of manifestation, which is the having, the doing, and the being. So when we get to the being state, or in quantum physics it's also called the identity shifting, because everything is in the state of being and becoming. So when we embody the state of beingness, then naturally the having and the doing falls into place. What I realized in my years of understanding and practicing and manifesting and studying neuroscience and quantum physics, what I understood was that it's never about the techniques, because technique is just the doing paradigm, or wanting to having paradigm, because the more you're wanting to have or want or get, the more you're stuck into that loop. The idea is to elevate into that awareness or that beingness state, where things start to fall into place, your ideas start to come, things start to manifest for you effortlessly, right? Because we learn the principles, or we learn to work with the laws of nature, where we go through the path of least resistance. We understand the universal principles of balancing, of being and doing, action and non-action, effort and surrender. So these are some of the powerful principles which we include in the program that can help you boost your manifestation, boost your awareness, boost your clarity, boost your productivity. So things start to open up for you. And so the Mindset and the Reality Revolution program is designed in such a way that it helps you to elevate to that state, ideal state, or the being state that you envision to become. And therefore you effortlessly attract the things that you want to do or have. I'm also super excited to announce that I started the one-to-one interaction for the premium coaching for the Mindset and Reality Revolution program. And so the enrollment link, I'll leave it in the description and in my Instagram bio. So both the links are there. So I can't wait to have an interaction with you and see how we can work together. So I hope to see you there, and thank you so much for watching. Until next time.